Okay, today on Chump Talk, we have a very special guest joining us. He's going into his fourth full season as a Division I NCAA hockey player, and he's a former U18 silver medalist. Jack DeBoer, thanks so much for joining Chump Talk today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Really excited to be on here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on today, Jack. First of all, just tell us where you are right now and kind of what your plans are this summer. Any vacation, or what are you up to this summer?
Yeah, so our season ended against St. Cloud at BU last year in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I think that was mid-April, and then I headed out to Las Vegas for 2 months. I was out there, skating and working out there. Playing some golf out there. So it was uh, it was nice to be out there for a little bit. I got to see a lot of Vegas's playoff games, which was pretty cool too. So it was awesome being out there just with the family too. And then I came to Niagara, I think 2 days ago. So I'm here now for 3 weeks, just training and working out and getting ready for next year.
I was talking to Matt before this interview, and I was saying that it must have been pretty crazy for you to just travel around the way you have in your life, obviously with your dad being Pete DeBoer, if people didn't catch on to that yet. But I wanted to go back to minor hockey for you. Where did it start? Because I'm not sure exactly where you grew up. Where did your minor hockey start, and how many different stops did you have before you got to the junior level?
Yeah, so there's been a lot. So I was born in Plymouth, Michigan. I actually met
Right.
head coach in the Whalers there. And then we moved to Kitchener when I was about not even one yet. So
Yeah.
I grew up in Kitchener for 10 years, and I actually started playing minor hockey in Woolwich for the Woolwich Wildcats there. I think it was
Really?
single A or double A. Yeah, so
Wow.
we were living out in Conestoga there. My dad was coaching the Rangers, so
Really?
so I played there. I never played for Waterloo or the Junior Rangers or anything like that. So I played there till I was about 7 or 8, and then we moved. My dad got the job with the Panthers, so we moved down to Florida for 3 years, and
This
then
was at like age 10, you're
yeah,
saying?
I was about 9. We moved to Florida,
Yeah.
so we moved down there, and then I started, kind of getting into the AAA hockey. Started playing with the Junior Panthers down there. Had a really good coach down there, Griff Brackett, and he really helped me kind of, develop a love for the game at an early age, and that's where it kind of all started was down there in Florida. It's kind of at that time especially, it wasn't such a big hockey hotbed area. We were flying every weekend to different tournaments and
Right.
stuff like that because there wasn't a lot of in-state games. So we were there for 3 years, and then we were moved to New Jersey, and that's kind of where I played, you know, um, Pee Wee to Bantam
Right.
uh, hockey, and that's kind of where I started, developing as a player, and really started to become the player I am. So we moved there. I lived there for 4 years. I played for the Colonials there. So I Pee Wee through Bantam played there, and then I went to Salisbury for a year. Just keeps going.
Yeah, that's insane. Not many people can say they got a suitcase minor hockey career.
Yeah.
No, no. I was at Salisbury, and then I'll make
Yeah,
it.
keep going. Keep going.
I went to Salisbury for a year. We were still in New Jersey, played there for a year, and then was lucky enough to go to the Youth Olympics with Team USA that year, which was, I mean, an awesome experience.
Yeah.
I didn't really know anything about it going in, and then we went over to Norway, and um, it was just an unbelievable experience. We actually won gold there, so that's kind of when when I feel like I kind of got put on the radar, for the national program. Um, and then I made the national program after my sophomore year of high school, and then I moved out to Michigan, Plymouth, to play there, and my parents moved to San Jose
Wow.
because my dad got the job there.
Yeah.
Um, and played at the U.S. program for 2 years. Had a great group of guys there. I had the best 2 years of my life. Came,
What age was that then when your dad got the job in San Jose and you kind of went separate ways?
so I was 16. So I moved away from home when I was 15, and I've been away
Wow,
ever since then.
Yeah,
So
that's nuts.
that
yeah,
is
so
crazy.
it was really early for me. But I think it helped. It definitely helped me a lot too. Just kind of you learn to grow up quicker. Kind of you gotta figure things out on your own a little bit. So
Yeah.
it definitely helped me. And then from the U.S. program to BU, and now I'm here. So at Niagara. So yeah, it's been a
Wow.
crazy ride.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is.
What a ride. Just going back to Kitchener here for a minute. Just obviously you were there at a really young age. But what do you kind of remember from being around the Kitchener area? And have you really been back at all since your father there kind of moved on from the Kitchener Rangers?
Yeah. I actually remember a lot from living there. I love living there. We we had a great group of friends and family, that lived in or around the area there. My best friend is Tyler Spott,
Yeah.
Steve Spott's son, who was there
Just
with him.
to cut you off here, actually, I was just thinking about this. So
Yeah.
Matt and I both are good friends with Brett Liebold,
Okay.
Dan's son. So I actually have memories of being at the Odd. I'm pretty sure we were skating together at a bunch of those like children of the coaching staff
Yeah.
skates.
Yeah.
Because I remember you and Ty Spot. Is Ty Spot your age too?
Yeah. We were both the same age. We grew up together. So from Plymouth to Kitchener to now. So it's
Yeah.
actually worked out really well. So
Is he still playing?
yeah, he plays at Northeastern.
Okay.
Actually, Boston too. So
Yeah.
he's doing really well there. Um, and and yeah. Oh, sorry guys, there's a thunderstorm going on.
Yeah, that's all right. I
I
think
mean,
we're close to getting it too.
Yeah,
So,
I hear the thunder out here too.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So grew up back to Kitchener.
Yeah.
I love growing up there. Still have to this day a lot of family and friends there. So a lot of memories at the Odd doing those, Rangers camps in the summer, and going to the Odd and just kind of hanging around the rink and hanging around those guys. It's pretty special at a young age because, not a lot of kids get to do that, to kind of,
For sure.
see how hard those guys work from a young age and, see what it takes to play at, that kind of level. So, being in and around the Odd every day, I think really helped me a lot in the end. And going back to the second part, we actually have a cottage up in Grand Bend. We've had it
Oh,
for,
nice.
yeah, it's on Bayfield there. So we've had it for
Yeah.
about 10 years. So ever since we moved out of Kitchener, I think we bought it our first year in Florida. So we've been going back there every summer. And, it's always nice going back there just to see, family and friends and, hang out on the lake for the summer. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a great spot.
I'm sure back in the day when you were on Kitchen, your dad was in the OHL there. Playing in the OHL was probably something that you thought about doing one day. You were drafted by Oshawa in 2016. Did you have any consideration of sticking with the OHL, or was NCAA kind of always the goal for you?
You know what? I think, well, growing up around the OHL, I think that's all you really know. That's all,
Mhm.
I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about college hockey until I was probably, 14 or 15, and I've already lived in the US for 6 or 7 years now. So,
Yeah.
growing up, it was always the OHL for me because, I watched those guys from, when I was 4 and 5 up till I was older. So I always wanted to play in that league. But when I came to the U.S. and started playing minor hockey around here and stuff, and started learning about the college game and what it really offers, I think it was a pretty easy decision for me. And I wanted to make sure I kept my academics in the front there too. So being able to play hockey at an elite level and, go to school and get a world-class degree too.
Yeah.
It's second to none. And, it was pretty easy decision for me going to college.
I gotta ask. So we had Jason Atkinson on about a month or so ago. Just from your time in Kitchener, what players do you remember that were on the roster at that time? Was Jason
Yeah.
Atkinson, was he around when you were there? Do you remember at all? Or
Oh,
He would have been a little later, I think.
yeah.
yeah,
So that '08, I remember that '08 team pretty well. When they hosted the Memorial Cup, that was my dad's last year, I
Is
think.
that like Mike Richards, Derek Roy?
Mike, they were '03. That's when they won
Okay.
it,
right.
'03.
Right.
So, I don't really remember those guys, but
Yeah.
my
That's
parents
a while
great
back.
stories about
Yeah.
that team. But that '08 team had Justin Azevedo. I remember him. He was really good back
Oh
then.
yeah.
Um, who else did they have there? Mikkel Bodker was there. He was a good player. I'm trying to think who
Was
else.
Landeskog already gone?
Landeskog he came the year after that.
Oh, okay, year after.
Oh,
I think he was alright. Then Michael Duco, he was my favorite
Oh,
player.
Duco,
yeah,
yeah.
Duco. Yeah, I remember him.
I
Was
wonder if
Cody Soul there?
He might have been, yeah.
I can't. I wonder if is Duco still playing anywhere? Do you know?
Oh, actually, I don't think he is. I think he's doing something else now. But I remember
Oh, he was fun to watch.
growing up, he was always my favorite player. They do the chants at the game and stuff, and they
Yeah.
get the crowd so much. So yeah, it was a great time there, and they always had an awesome team no matter what year it was. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it there.
Just quick one more with minor hockey. Where would have you crossed paths with Keegan Saunders? Because he helped set this up.
Yeah, so Keegan, I think it would have been skating in the summers in Goddard area, or in Kitchener. It's just one. I think it was one of those couple of those summer skates.
Yeah. Do you have any memories of him?
I don't know. I like if I saw him again, I would know him instantly. But
Yeah. You have probably more teammates than like
yeah,
95% of the hockey population could
yeah,
say.
exactly. There's a lot of guys. So,
Yeah.
but no, I think I skated with him a couple times in the summer. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's a really nice kid too.
Yeah.
So
Great guy.
yeah.
Just talk us through the process of you transitioning from the U.S. national UA team and the U.S. NTDP juniors, just going to NCAA from there. Just kind of discuss those years and how they helped you get to Boston University.
Yeah, I mean, I think the U.S. program was, instrumental in, helping me out in my college career. I think, you go in there at 16 and, they kind of throw everything at you right away. They don't really ease you into it at all. You're playing with the top 20 guys in the country in your age group. So, I think when you go in there, you just got to be ready to go right away. And, that they teach you that right away. And I think, they treat you like the biggest thing for me there was they treat you like pros there. So,
Mhm.
everything we did there was, similar to the NHL or what teams would be doing in the NHL. So I think that helps a lot too. Just, learning how to kind of live that life and learning how hard it actually is to play in that league. So the U.S. program was huge for me, and playing in that under 18 where we unfortunately lost to Finland in the gold medal game. That was unbelievable too. Just getting to playing in a big international tournament like that was pretty special, and yeah, it helped me a lot transitioning to college. We played college teams our U18 year and a couple exhibition games, so you kind of got the feel of what it was going to be like when you got there. But I've said this before. College doesn't compare to juniors at all. I think. Sorry. You hear that?
Yeah, a little bit. What?
It's a basketball. Kids outside my fault. Um, yeah, but what was I saying? I don't even know these guys. Sorry, guys.
That's
No
okay.
worries, no worries, no worries.
I can't say anything to them either. But yeah, the U.S. program was huge for me. As I was saying before, I don't think you can really compare like junior hockey to college because I think it's so different. You're playing.
Right.
You're coming to college. I was 17 when I first came in my freshman year, and I played our first weekend. I remember we played Minnesota State, and they were, one of the older teams in the league. And um, I went up to the draw against this one guy, like the full beard and everything. His
Yeah.
first shift, and I said something like I was like, "Fuck, like how old are you, man?"
Yeah.
Like, and he goes, "Buddy, I'm 26 and I'm married." And I was like, "Holy
What?
shit!" Like, welcome to college hockey. So,
That's
uh,
hilarious.
yeah, so it was definitely eye opening, but it's been awesome. So it's been great.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Brendan Schneider at all. He plays for Mercyhurst in the
Yeah,
NCAA.
I know him.
We
Yep.
had him on. He's a Wellesley boy too, and I remember him saying a kind of a welcome to the NCAA moment was just getting rocked his first shift by a guy that's like eight years older than him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had a few of those before too. I remember Kale McCarr got me pretty good one game.
Really?
Yeah, he was there my first year. He was at UMass, and I think our defenseman. I was the center, so I was swinging low, and our defenseman gave me a pass, and Kale just came down the boards and just lit me up. So that was a wake up call too. So,
Yeah.
but no, I've really enjoyed college hockey. I mean, I think you kind of get the best of both worlds with
Mm.
the social aspect, the unbelievable hockey aspect, and the academics as well. So it really can't be beat.
What did the process look like for you committing to Boston University? Were you visiting other schools too, or just how did that all shake down? And why did you
Yeah,
choose to commit to Boston?
yeah. So I was really young when I committed to BU. I committed right after the USA Select 15 Fest. I had just turned 15 going into my
Wow.
sophomore year at Salisbury. So it was it was early for me, and I played well at that camp, and I had a solid year at Salisbury. So um, I had a good amount of teams contacting me, and after that festival kind of blew up a little bit. So I visited Boston, I visited BC and BU, visited both of them, and I think I just loved BU right away. I grew up. We went there with my Florida team when we were like 8 or 9. Went to a game when we were up there for a tournament, and I just remember, how awesome it was. The campus. You're right
Yeah.
down in Boston there.
You hear stories about those recruit weekends too. Do you have any experiences from
Yeah,
like
I
that?
I wish I did.
I guess you were young,
Well, yeah. So we were supposed to have one. So I committed when I was 15 to BU, and then you're supposed to do it the spring before you go in for your freshman year.
right?
So it was my U18 year at the US program when we were actually at the World Championships when all the guys kind of went for the
Oh,
weekend. But um, they told me some stories of how it went, so
yeah.
it sounded like it was a pretty good time.
I'm
So
curious. I'm curious about the BC and BU rivalry because obviously us being more we see more of the OHL
yeah,
scene. I hear a lot about that rivalry, and I hear about is it the Bean Pod? Is that what it's called?
yeah, the bean pie,
So tell me about that whole thing because those Boston colleges
yeah.
have a good rivalry.
Yeah, the BUBC. I mean, you can't really beat it. We play each other. I think twice. I think it's 4 times a year, or something like that, 2 or 3 maybe. And
Yeah.
it's always usually one big weekend, and we're home one night, they're home the other night, and it's just packed barns, like probably 6,000 students each barn.
Unreal,
And it's
unreal.
just it's unbelievable, playing in those kind of environments in those games. You can't really beat that. And then the Bean Pod is just on another level in Boston. Um,
Yeah.
if you're not from Boston, it's kind of hard to understand how big it really is down
So
there.
there's 4 schools, right?
Yeah, 4 schools. So it's BU, Northeastern, Harvard, and BC.
Right.
And it's in February, and it's at the Garden there. And I remember I'm lucky I got to play in it twice. We missed it last year because of COVID, but
Right.
my freshman year we played against Northeastern in the first game, and I remember skating out for after warm-ups for like starting lineups and stuff, and it was just sold out, like 17,000 at the
Sold out
Garden.
at the Garden. Unreal.
I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like this is crazy. And Yeah, we ended up losing in overtime that game, but it was it's an unbelievable event, and those are things you'll remember for the rest of your life. So it was a great time.
Walk us through your first goal at BU. What was that like? How did you sally?
I'm trying to think. Oh, I remember. Yeah, it was that. So it was at home against UMass Lowell. It was a pretty good crowd that night actually too, and I think I came through the middle of the ice right before the blue line. I think I dished it off to my winger there at the blue line, and then I kind of drove the middle lane, and he kind of fed it back to me. I kind of just redirected it in. I really don't remember a
Yeah.
lot of it. I
Yeah.
kind of blacked out because it's such a cool moment being able to score your first college goal, especially at home and in front of the fans and the students and everything. So
For sure.
it was a great moment, and yeah, it's definitely something I'll remember forever.
Unreal. We will get back to you, but I don't want this to slip my mind. You said you got to see most of Vegas's playoff run this year. Obviously, they came short against the Habs in the semis. There, you got to watch most of that series or all that series?
Um, yeah, I saw all the home games. So I was there from April, so I saw the Minnesota series,
Right.
Colorado series, and the Habs series. I saw all the home games. So
How shocked were you with the Habs being able to pull up the upset there? I mean, it was. I mean, a lot
yeah,
of people say it was the Carey Price show, but
yeah,
what did you see?
I think I mean both teams were. I thought it was a really good series. I mean, I honestly coming in, I didn't think Montreal would be after they beat Colorado, beat Minnesota. You don't think really much of it going into that third round. So um, I had high hopes, but I mean Montreal just played unbelievable that whole series. I think
Yeah.
Carey Price. I think after game one, I think he didn't let up anything after that really. So
Yeah.
um, I mean, they just kind of locked it down. I mean, it kind of frustrated, I think, the whole team a little bit, and I think honestly they were maybe a little shocked because
Yeah.
they weren't expecting, that. But it was a fun series to watch for sure, and yeah, it was awesome being able to go see those games live.
Mm-hmm. As a young kid, what is your first memory of, like, with your dad being an NHL coach? Obviously went to Florida first and then New Jersey, but what was your first memory of just being like able to understand this is really cool and you got to meet some cool people?
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like
Uh,
how many do you remember how many years he was in Florida?
yeah, I was 3, but Florida was a little different. We weren't around the rink a lot because we were so,
Right.
they
Yeah.
didn't want you there in the NHL. Like the odd, it was fine, but it's
Yeah.
probably New Jersey when he took me and my brother. One day he took us out skating, just us three on a day off or something like that, and I think we were probably 11 and my brother was 9,
Yeah.
and we walked into the locker room after we got off the ice, and Kovalchuk and Brodeur were just sitting in the lounge, and me and my brother, got pretty excited. We went over, got their autograph,
Yeah.
talked to them. So it was unbelievable meeting those two guys at such a young age.
For sure.
One of the best goalies of all time, and
Yeah.
him too. So that was probably the first one I can remember.
For sure.
Got to ask a question about Vegas now. Vegas, obviously one of the most exciting franchises in the league. They kind of had that surprise firing when Gerard Gallant got let go there, and then your dad stepped in.
Yeah,
Just what do you remember from that whole process? Because that was kind of crazy. A lot of people, the whole hockey world, was kind of shocked by
yeah,
Gerard Gallant there being released again because he kind of had a weird situation in Florida as well. And then just
yeah.
how exciting was that for your family to kind of be on the Vegas train there? Because that, like, those games there look insanely fun to be
Oh
at.
yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely surprising. I mean, I think me, my brother, my sister, we were all kind of do it. Like I was at school, my brother was playing, and my sister was at school, and my parents are actually down in Florida looking at like condos for the summer or something like that, and they were hanging out down there, and um, my dad got the call from George McPhee and Kelly McCrimmon, and he told me it was a pretty quick answer right away.
Yeah.
So he told us, and it was a pretty cool night. I was pretty shocked the whole night. I couldn't believe that he got the opportunity to go there to such a first class organization they run there.
Yeah.
And it was pretty neat. And yeah, just being out there and living out there now is unbelievable. You get the fans there are just
Insane.
you can't really believe it until you actually go there and see it. Everyone's got the
Yeah.
license plates. Me and my brother went to a couple watch parties for the away games in the playoffs, and it's just absolutely packed. It's crazy. And
Yeah.
when you get in T-Mobile there and the games start going, it's I don't think there's a rink, or there might be a few that you could argue that match it. So
Yeah,
it's a
I got
special.
to see a Leaf game there 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I guess I've only been Buffalo, Toronto, Detroit, but it just blew those out of the water. Like just the warm up was louder than any other NHL game I've been to,
Oh,
and it helped the Leafs were there too because lots of fans came in. But the Vegas fans are real deal.
yeah, they are. I mean, they I think ever since they came to Vegas when they first got inaugurated that first year, I think the whole city kind of gravitated and jumped on. And I mean, I think they've been in the conference final 3 of the 4 years. So
Yeah.
fans have been pretty spoiled. So it's a great city, and they love the team, and it's awesome just to be able to live there and kind of see it.
You've mentioned that you're best friends with Steve Spots on there. What's Pete's and Steve's relationship like? And it's like, especially being from the Kitchen area here, it's been pretty cool to see them kind of go a couple places together in NHL. I know, like, as soon as the Leafs put out, everyone around this area is just cheering for Peter DeBoer. Like, it wasn't even the Vegas Golden Knights people were cheering for. It's just, yeah, we want to see Pete do well. As soon as the local team, the Leafs, are put out, just describe what their friendship is like, because it's been pretty amazing. Just being a Kitchen Ranger fan and just seeing those guys battle out together in the NHL.
Yeah.
You should make a good headline for us and say they like hate each other now or
Yeah.
something. We'll put it on a quote board and we'll get to
That would not end up well.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but Spotter and my dad, I think they met when they were like 17 or 18 through, because Spotter's like one of his best friends is Adam Graves. So they grew up together, and my dad and Adam Graves played together in Windsor when they played in the OHL. So that's how they kind of met, and they kind of became buddies right away. And um, I'm trying to think how the story goes. Well, my dad retired, and then he he got his law degree, and he was going to become a lawyer. So
Really?
yeah, he got his degree. I think he had everything lined up and everything. And then Paul Maurice, who was coaching the junior Red Wings at the time, I think they were that in the OHL. He asked him to come help him out, and he went one day and he never looked back. And then he took over, and then he asked Spotter to join him in Plymouth. So
Unreal.
they've been together forever, and I think they're different personalities, which I think helps them a lot. I think Spotter's more, he's one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I think it balances it out pretty well. So yeah, they have a great relationship, and I'm happy they've been together for so long.
I'd go back to the NCAA playing. So you mentioned earlier, and we see now you're transferred to Niagara University for this year. Talk a little bit about the decision to do that going into your fourth year in the NCAA.
Yeah, I think it was just the right move for me right now at this time. I love my time at BU. I enjoyed every minute of it. The teammates I had, the staff, and just the city was unbelievable for 3 years. But I got injured my sophomore year. I had wrist surgery, and that kind of set me back a little bit. And then it kind of really just never worked out after that. At BU. So when the NCAA changed the rules this year and said that you can go to another school and you have to sit out a year, I thought this was the right time to do it. So I got in the portal after our season finished, and and the coaches at Niagara here and the staff, really believed in me, and wanted to give me an opportunity to really show what I can do. So it was an easy decision for me to come here, and I'm really excited for it.
Awesome.
You've been able to play hockey in a lot of different places. Just looking back at your hockey career total so far, obviously you're still really young, but just what are some of your top memories that you have just from whatever minor days, NCAA days? Just what things do you remember most so far?
Yeah. Well, the first one for me would probably be Pee Wee, Quebec. I played. We went there with the New Jersey team, and that was unbelievable too. I think just going there, living with a billet when you're really young, and playing in front of crowds like that at such a young age was an unbelievable experience. And then the second one, like I mentioned before, would probably be the Youth Olympics, when we went over there to Norway and ended up beating Canada in the gold medal game. Was a pretty cool moment, and it was unbelievable just to be over there. They had the village, they had everything there, just like the regular Olympics. So at that young of an age, at 16 and 17, I think it was awesome for us to see that. And then the third one would be probably the bean pot and the World Championships. I think the World Championships was a little different though, because we were in Magnitogorsk, Russia. So, there wasn't much really going on there. But it was an unbelievable, experience going over there and playing there. And then the bean pot, like I mentioned before, I think it speaks for itself how big it is out in Boston. So, so those would probably be my my best memories for sure.
Just to kind of finish it off here, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Can you give us one off the ice story from either your NCAA playing days or just being off the ice with your dad as an NHL coach? Any, preferably something a little lighthearted.
All right, let me think here.
Yeah, is there anything that sticks out from your playing days? I guess you're still in your playing days. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, good going.
From school or
like, have you ever ran into Ryan Reeves off the ice or anything?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good story.
All right.
it's an okay. So me, Tyler, Spot, my brother, we're working out at the rink and stuff this year, and our dad told us to grab breakfast one day in the lounge after workout. So, we're all nervous walking in there, and so we walk up to the breakfast bar, and Revo's sitting at one of the high top tables, and he's just staring at us and like doesn't say a word like the whole time. So we grab our food and legit like ditch out of there as fast as we can. Like, the guy didn't say anything. He just stared at us like this the whole time. Like, we met him before, I think.
Yeah.
Stared at us the whole time, and yeah, you don't want to mess with that guy. So we got out of there pretty quick. So he's an interesting character.
He's by far the most intimidating guy in the NHL, just from watching on TV, I would say.
Oh yeah, he's a scary guy.
The fight he had against Curtis Gabriel from San Jose this year, and he was just smiling the whole time. Anybody that's smiling in a fight against another heavyweight is just they're in a different league.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to fight him anymore. That's the problem now. Nobody will go home anymore. So, he's a really nice guy too, and so that's my Revo story for it.
Last thing, are you an NFL fan at all?
Yeah, actually, I got into it kind of right my freshman year.
Patriots then?
It has to be the Patriots.
Oh. Brady's a Finns fan.
Yeah, big Dolphins fan. I don't want to talk about that too much though.
Yeah, it would have to be the Patriots because I've never we've always moved so much and stuff. Or the Niners. I like the Niners too.
I feel like you can make the switch to the Raiders though, and you got to go to that new stadium. I don't think because last year they didn't have fans at all, I don't think, in Vegas there.
No.
But you got to try to go to a game this year because it looks so sweet.
Yeah, I think so. I'm heading back, I think around August 7th, and I think they play a preseason game there,
Yeah.
kind of right before I head back to school. So I think we're gonna try to go to that. So drive by the stadium every day. It's honestly probably 10 times bigger than T-Mobile or Vegas, but
Jeez.
it looks like a spaceship. Like it's unbelievable
Mhm.
like what they put into that there.
I was in Vegas for my honeymoon and it was being built and I could tell it was just gonna tower over everything. And
Yeah,
the blacked out seats and everything, it makes
yeah,
it the
yeah.
sickest in the NFL.
It's gonna be great for the city, I think. So it'll be
Yeah.
pretty cool. Hopefully I can get out there.
All right. Well, we will come to Vegas sometime and we'll go to a game together.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All right. Well, I appreciate you doing this. Good luck with this upcoming season at Niagara and good luck with everything else too.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Really
Yep.
appreciate it. Love the
Thanks for
plug.
coming on, Jack.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.